Well, hello there, my beautiful and wonderful humans. You might recognize me from a short live I just did to test how our internet was working, but this will probably happen later. I'm wearing the same things. I had a few people ask me about the concept when I talk about energy work, or I mention the term rooting and the dogs playing with toys and gut intuition and things like that. So I figured I'd do a short video on this and see how the channel likes it. If you guys want me to do more of this kind of concept, I'm happy to try. If you're not... Hamish is adding. He's doing the AMSR, is that what it's called? In the background. ASMR. Did I say it right? I don't know. Um, but if you're interested in this concept, I'm happy to throw some more out there. If you're not really that interested, I can do it on my own channel so it's not hurting Al Gore and his rhythm beats. What did there? So, energy work seems like a big term when in reality it's something that we all have an ability to tap into. And a great way I like to describe it to people is your gut intuition. So like when the phone rings and you know who it is, and then you pick up your phone and you're like, oh yeah, it is that person that's calling me. Or you're driving down the road and you're coming into a turn and you're like, you know what, I feel like I gotta take this turn a little wider, and then the person coming around the turn is coming a little over the line. Those types of moments when you sense something and you're like, I'm going to follow this sense that's happening inside of me, because why not? What's the worst case scenario? I follow it and there wasn't anyone coming. I think it's that person and it wasn't who was calling. So you allow yourself to follow that sense of intuition inside of yourself for these little things. So when people talk about energy work, they're talking about that same concept, but on a bigger level. Some people start to understand it more by things like meditating. Some people sit in quiet solitude and do different forms of prayer. And there's so many different ways you can just, if you can get out into nature, that's a wonderful way to just like disconnect yourself, like unplug from the screens and the social media and the job thoughts and the things you have to do, and just connect. And if you can't get into nature, you can do it in a quiet room. If you can't get into a quiet room, put headphones on that can help the noise canceling headphones, or even just have headphones on with nature sounds playing in them if you have like music headphones. So there's many ways to obtain the concept of existing in a calm solitude. And that's where I get before I start doing the concept of what a lot of people call grounding, but I've always liked to call rooting because of the way my brain visualizes the concept. So this is a form of meditation that is something you can take and adapt to yourself however you want. There's parts of this I might talk about that are like, oh, I'm not sure if I like that, so I'm going to think of it a little bit different. And by all means, find the way that works for you so you can connect. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to describe how I go through the process of rooting in my head and soul now. I prefer to be able to be outside. Sometimes in the winter it's cold and I can't be barefoot outside, so I either go outside in the cold or I sometimes do it in the house. Like I said, you make do with what you can. Ideally, nice sunny day, can get into nature, can have my shoes and socks off, barefoot on the ground. Or sitting on the ground, or sitting with your feet on the ground, or just existing near outside or in nature in your brain, whichever level you can make it to. And then you just start breathing. And in the beginning of it, I don't want anyone to overthink too much. If you have those, oh, I should be doing this, I could be getting laundry done, breathe in and out, thinking about it and be like, okay, no, I'm not going to worry about this right now. I'm allotting myself the next, let's say, we're not going to do this for 10 minutes, but let's say you allow yourself 10 minutes to be outside or wherever you can be, and allow yourself to exist in this calm state. And breathe. And let those worries come up. Let those things you need to work on, and when they do come up, try to just like push them aside. We're not going to worry about those right now, because 10 minutes from now, I can worry about the fact that I can't remember if I put the wheelbarrow back in the garage. I did. I remember that now. But for a millisecond there, my brain was like, did you put the wheelbarrow back? So let those come up and let those flow down. And once you start getting that going, then just start hearing nature, hearing your breath, just being and existing. And this is where, for my personal self on this journey to being a calm meditative state, like to envision roots coming out of my feet into the earth and becoming one with that. And as the roots grow deep, I see my roots sharing the roots with the trees around me. And breathe in the energy of the earth. And then I take all of this negativity, the thoughts, everything that's happening inside of my brain that is utter chaos, and I try to breathe that through my body and out of the roots and into the earth and let the earth absorb it, because the earth is big, let's say. It can take a lot more than we can. And then I take that earth energy and I try to bring that back up, and I repeat this as many times as I need to until I start to feel that what was once chaos up here existing in a matter that was making it difficult for me to have small tasks done is no longer there. I've breathed that out and I've allowed the earth to take that away from me. And in return, I have taken in this power, this glory, this peace, the sounds of birds, the critters in the dirt that are getting ready to come out and live, the budding trees, everything positive you can possibly think of, and I bring that back into myself. And I continue that. I continue that on and on and on and on. And if you need to stop and rewind, stop and rewind. Because I do that until the energy that I'm taking in from the earth matches the energy I'm putting out. So I know I don't have all of that day-to-day utter chaos that mucks up our ability to just enjoy a minute or two of our lives. Because let's take, like Mama G used to do this all the time, and I thank her for this, and that's probably something that over the years led to this moment here. We would be driving, we would have places to go, people to see, and the sunset would look great, and she'd be like, you know what, we're going to pull over. Let's take this in for a minute. Let's enjoy this. Let's pull over in this parking lot and dance to music. Like, let's take this moment where we're all feeling this and let's appreciate it. So taking those little moments, that's what I think the rooting or grounding ritual for me is about. It's about connecting to where I calm myself enough to where I'm not stressing over the things that, you know, we all got them. We've all got things to do. But sometimes it's okay to put those off of what we're thinking and just exist. So, if the best thing you did today was get out of your bed and go get on the couch, and that's all you could do, then do it as calmly and as accepting and understanding that that's what you needed to do that day. So recognize we all have the ability to tap into these types of things. It's a matter of quieting the brain enough and accepting that that's something a lot of people, I think, I still to this day have a very difficult time with it, is when you're trying to quiet the brain, the things that, like, I'm quieting the brain, the things that are like, oh no, I still need to do something, you still need to, trying to accept it. And I think Dana, the human I follow, I know I've talked about her, brought up something that giving a time frame to it. So like, okay, for the next 10 minutes, for the next 15 minutes, if you're lucky for the next half hour, I'm not going to worry about these things. So when they come up, you can be like, okay, well, we can do that another time. Or even the notebook trick. Okay, I'm trying to meditate, but I keep thinking about the fact that I didn't put the laundry in the dryer. Then open your eyes, take your pen, write laundry and dryer, and then release that from yourself for those next allotted amount of time to just exist in this calmness you're allowing yourself to have, because we all deserve that in our souls. So allow yourself to have that calmness, release anything you need to, and remember, nothing matters anyway. So have a yarn-olicious day. I forget, Mama G put a new word in that one. Was it fabulicious day? I think she made it fabulicious day. I can't remember. But yeah, so that is rooting for me. That is a way of calmly connecting, a way of removing negativity, just a way to exist and allow yourself to not worry about all those things you're worried about for just a short period of time. Just a little of moment. So, I love you all. You all know this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you do not feel comfortable asking the questions the questions in the comments, feel free to email me at mamag@rusty@yahoo.com, or any of the emails, but you have to make sure if you email one of Mama G, she knows it's supposed to come to me, but that's the one that always comes to me. So, I'm going to end on that. I love you all. I am much calmer when I'm not live because I don't get the nervousness of people watching me. It's so much different. It's weird, right? It's still weird to me that we're content creators. Anywho, love you.